My goodness, guys, look at Meta stock go. This is nuts. So it's currently about 3:30 p.m. when I'm making this video, and we have Meta stock up over 14%. It's up $30 on the day. It's hitting a fresh high on this 4-hour chart. So we're going to break down the charts in this video. And of course, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the actual earnings release that came out yesterday. So if you all find value, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo. It is free money. Listen, once you open up an account, you get one free share of stock. If you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks. And if you deposit at least $1,000 onto the Moomoo platform, guys, you get 10 more stocks. No joke, totaling 15 stocks. Again, link down below. And of course, that also helps out the channel. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Let's dive right into the video. So again, this is insane. Meta stock is up over 14%, up $30 a share, and it's at what? Almost $240 a share. This is insane considering just a couple of months ago, the stock was at $88 a share. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Let me make my face a little bit smaller, but yeah, take my word for it. Look at this. It was at $88 a share back in the beginning of November. So let's break down the charts very quickly. Then we'll talk about the earnings release, and really, there's not much to break down here. Honestly, guys, I mean, look, we're making higher highs, higher lows. We're holding the uptrend clearly, and we just ended up pulling back about a week ago. Well, we started to pull back about a week, 10 days ago to this 180 moving average. As you guys can see, we went from roughly 222 down to about 207. Then buyers came in, boom, right at this point, and rocketed off that 180 moving average, pretty much holding a higher low and thus continuing the uptrend. Now, if we pull up the 3-year chart, let me show you guys this. Now we're actually taking out the highs, or we're pretty much right at the highs from the beginning, middle of, when was that? April of 2022. You guys can see right here. So now we're testing a big level of resistance. Not only is this the high from back about a year ago, but also it's right by the 180 SMA resistance on the 3-year weekly chart, which is what we're seeing right here. So my alert's at 255. I might as well set another one at $240. Let me do that now. Mark is at we're above $240. If we're able to break out of this point, we break out of 255, Meta stock could be well on its way back to the higher 200s. I'm not going to say for sure it's going back to 280, 300, maybe even higher, but all I know is momentum will continue, at least in my opinion, if we break 240 and we start breaking 250, 255, which is where my alerts are set. So absolutely crazy day, guys, for Meta. Do you own it? Let me know in the comments down below. Full disclosure, I own Meta stock, and let's just say today is a great day. Very, very good day across the board. And even if you don't own Meta stock, guys, directly, you own it indirectly. If you own the S&P 500 or Triple Q, look, I mean, these are both up a ton. Triple Q's up 2.8% right now, as the S&P 500's up 1.9%. So pretty nuts. And with that being said, guys, now that we quickly broke down the charts, nothing crazy, let's pull up the Safari tab and actually look into the earnings release that we just got yesterday. So let me make my face a little bit smaller. There we go. We'll pop myself down here at the bottom right, and let's take a look at what in the world is going on. So I really just want to focus on these financial highlights here from the first quarter of 2023. So the family active or daily active people, also known as DAP, came in at $3.02 billion on average for March of 2023, an increase of 5% year over year. You guys can see that here at the top. And family monthly active people, also known as MAP, was 3.81 billion as of March 31st, an increase of 5% year over year. That's really impressive growth there, guys, considering how many billions of people are a part of Facebook and the different, apps and platforms that are owned by, well, it's technically Meta. I mean, they own Facebook, they own WhatsApp, they own Instagram. You guys probably know that already. Maybe you don't know. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, that's pretty impressive growth. Again, DAP, daily active people, up 5% year over year. And MAP, monthly active people for all the apps, up 5% year over year as well. And Facebook daily active users, guys, the third bullet point right here, you can see those were up, let's see, about 4% year over year. Daily active users for Facebook came in at 2.04 billion, with Facebook monthly active users coming in at 2.99 billion, an increase of 2% year over year. So at one point, I believe that was flat, the growth for daily active, or was it monthly active? I forget exactly. But now we're seeing 4% increase in daily active users for Facebook and 2% for the monthly active users increase year over year. Not bad. And coming down here a little bit more, it looks like ad impressions and price per ad in the first quarter of 2023, ad impressions delivered across our family of apps increased by 26% year over year, and the average price per ad increased, or rather decreased, by 17% year over year. So the average price per ad actually decreased, which makes sense considering, the environment that we're in right now. Advertising spend has come down, so the average price per ad again decreased by 17% year over year. And coming down a little bit more, guys, let's look at revenue. Revenue was $28.65 billion for the quarter, an increase of 3% year over year, and an increase of 6% year over year on a constant currency basis. And when it comes to costs and expenses, total costs and expenses were roughly $21.42 billion, an increase of 10%. So costs and expenses are getting jacked up year over year, guys, and this includes charges related to our restructuring efforts of $1.14 billion in the first quarter of 2023. And CapEx, including principal payments on finance leases, was right around $7.09 billion for the first quarter of 2023, and they did a bunch of share repurchases, guys. Look at that. They repurchased $9.22 billion of their Class A common stock in the first quarter, and as of March 31st, 2023, they had $41.73 billion available and authorized for repurchases. That's pretty good news. And coming down here a little bit more, cash and cash equivalents and marketable securities, that came in at roughly $37.44 billion as of March 31st. That's really good. And long-term debt was right around $9.9 billion, almost $10 billion, and headcount was 77,000. As you guys know, they are laying off some people, but their headcount as of March 31st was 77,000, roughly a decrease of only 1% year over year. So it's really not like they're laying off a bunch of people. They're only down 1% year over year, and we'll see how that ends up, playing out in the next year. I don't know. And actually, hold up. Wait a second. It says here, substantially all employees impacted by the layoff announced in November of 2022 are no longer reflected in their reporting headcount or their reported headcount as of March 31st. Okay, so maybe that's not even included, so they're probably down more than 1% year over year. Either way, they're laying off people, which you guys know at the end of the day is good for the actual business. I mean, yes, it sucks that people lose their jobs, but if we're laying off people, if a company's laying off people, what happens? Well, they have to pay less salaries, less, compensation, and more money is in the pockets of the company, which is going to help the bottom line for a company that's already seeing costs and expenses rising by a bunch. I mean, again, we talked about it a second ago. Costs and expenses were $21.42 billion. That's an increase of 10% year over year. So to kind of mitigate that, they are laying off a bunch of people like we covered. I mean, in November, they laid off, I think, 10,000 employees. I forget exactly the exact number. But overall, guys, that's a quick rundown on the key financial metrics from the quarter. I'd say a pretty good quarter. I mean, obviously, considering the stock is up 14%, very, very good quarter. And we could talk all day about this, guys. Look how long the document is. But of course, for the sake of time, we can't cover every single little detail in this video, but I kind of do want to see what the balance sheet is looking like right now. So let's see. Again, we talked about cash and cash equivalents before. Let's see what current assets are looking like here for this particular company. So total current assets right now are $52 billion. I'm not sure if you guys can even see that. Let me show you here. It's total assets right around $52 billion. You guys can see that number right above my head right there. And if we come down and see the total current liabilities, wow, okay, look at that. Total current liabilities, $25 billion. So in other words, guys, their current ratio is over a 2, which is really, really good. They have way more total current assets than they have total current liabilities, which right off the bat, when I'm looking at the balance sheet, guys, that is what I want to see. And in this case, it passes the test, which is always really, really good. So again, we don't have enough time to cover everything in this video. I mean, look at all these numbers, guys. Look at all this information. But those are the key financial highlights for Meta, also known as Facebook. I'm still going to call them Facebook, guys, from time to time. But overall, very good quarter for the company. And there's no doubt in my mind why the stock is up 14%. It makes complete sense that the stock is ripping right now, and we'll see what happens again at about 240 to 250. That's a big level of resistance for this stock. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And again, I own this. I don't plan on selling it. I'm not buying anymore either. I'm just holding on at this point. I'm holding on, and we'll see where it goes moving forward. So smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo. Guys, listen, once you open up an account using that link down below, you get 1 free share of stock right off the bat. And if you deposit at least $100, you get another 4 stocks, totaling 5 stocks. And if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, listen to this, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. And of course, it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. And you can also get 12 stocks from Webull as well down below. And you can check out my Patreon if you want to be a part of the Discord chat. You want to see my thoughts and ideas throughout the day. You want to see my Patreon portfolio. All of that's linked down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.